tech industry is huge, obviously, but there's a correspondingly huge talent gap. So what can be done to get young people interested in careers in STEM to kind of bridge that gap?
Yeah, I think it does start at, the more kind of junior education system and what we're doing in terms of, I see children nowadays and they're like, do I want to go into math? Do I not? There's not a lot of exploration of, hey, let me take this class, let me try this. I see more kids now are taking programming and they're taking coding. That's part of their normal curriculum now, and I think schools are doing that push, whereas that didn't happen when I was in high school, and that was not existing, right? So, and I went to school in San Francisco, right, where you would think there'd be tech. So I think schools in general are getting a lot better about offering basic computer science, which I think just generally opens up people's minds to that. I think there has to be more support system as well, and I think there also has to be a clarity of what you can do if you have a computer science degree, or you have a math degree, or you have a certain type of engineering degree. And I don't think companies do a very good job of outlining what kind of careers you can have if you do these type of careers. Everyone just assumes, oh, you'll be an engineer, you'll get a job. And it's like, that's probably true, but what will you do, right? Some people don't want to sit and code all day. Some people want to create hardware. Some people want to create incredible software. Some people want to create a process that's going to change. So I think we need to do a better job clarifying what kind of roles you have when you have an engineering degree. And I don't think corporations are doing a good job of that right now.
Is there any one thing you can point to that stands in the way of people seeking STEM careers, something that makes them rightly or wrongly think this isn't for me?
I think again it goes back to what I had just mentioned, which is not actually clarifying the diversity of jobs that you can have and careers that you can have within, if you are an engineering major. I think people just assume, well, I'm just going to become a coder and I'm going to sit in a dark room and I'm not going to talk to anyone and I'm not going to have good social skills. Like it doesn't have a great brand in terms of like how we think about building an amazing kind of connected career. And some people want to be more, isolated when they work. Some people want to be more team-oriented when they work. But how do we define what you're doing on a day-to-day basis? And I think that we need to tell a better story to not just, to all young people, not whether they're women or men or black or white. It needs to be clear that you can go into the fashion industry and be an engineer. You can go to Dropbox and be an engineer. You can do all kinds of different things. And I think that's what we need to be doing more at an earlier age, right? So that kids don't just sit there and say, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. It's like, well, why? Because it's on TV, right? And so it's like, now we have Silicon Alley out. I'm not sure that's going to help, but we'll see. So I think just more publicity about the industry in and of itself. It is a far more open industry. It is a far more casual industry, but it's kind of intense as well. And you work with incredibly smart people. Those are really important things when you build your career there. We don't do a good job of clarifying that, I don't think. I think it's going to take a lot of the media digging a little bit deeper. I think companies can only do so much, but what happens is people, you guys know, you get on the internet and they Google a certain group, certain company, and that's might be what they see. So I think companies need to do a better job of advertising what kind of jobs they have within a company like Dropbox. People look at Dropbox and they think, oh, it's just all engineers, and it's actually not. It's like half engineers. The other half are people doing finance, HR, sales, business, marketing. So I think clarifying all the different types of roles you can have, I think clarifying the different types of people that are in those roles will help just naturally bring more diversity in. We get thousands of applications a year from all kinds of groups of people, but it's because we do very targeted marketing to very specific groups of people for specific jobs. But I think we need to do a better job of, companies don't spend a lot of time advertising themselves, right? You advertise your product, you don't advertise your culture, and I think that's a good thing. But it makes it harder then for the press to kind of pick up on, okay, well, what does the workplace look like for people who are working in tech, right? It's like, oh, you just get free food and you have a hoodie and that's it. And it's far more complicated than that.
Enjoy this video? Click here to get the latest careers news and advice, and find us on social media.